Everybody, this is Kelly of Roho Chief Clothing, and this is my Instagram, as you see here. And when you look here, I'm going to click on the link. It will say creator Kelly _McAlpine. That's to my personal Instagram account. But right here it says follow link to my YouTube, Facebook, and clothing below. So I'm going to click on this link right here. Just waiting for it to load. And then when you click on that link, then what's going to happen is that kids sports tee, as you see, baby's clothing, a shirt for a toddler. I even have bodysuits for babies. And then going back, I have the category for also women, tank tops. I also have polo shirts. I also have long sleeve shirts, as well as hoodies for women as well. And also for men, they have the same thing. Men tank tops, men t-shirts, got v-neck shirts, comes in a variety of colors, sizes. So, check me out if you would like to have some fashion that honors your ancestors and shows the world that you know exactly who you are and proud of it. Now, let's get into the video. Hey everybody, this is Kelly of Roho Chief Clothing, and today I'm going to talk to you about tobacco snuff. And I remember my mother telling me about it, so I had called her and I had recorded the call.
Hello.
Hey, Mom. How you doing?
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question about what you told me concerning snuff. Because you said that your grandmother had used snuff, right?
yeah.
That you said that she used it and she was from North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Did your mom also use snuff?
No.
No, it was just your grandmother. And you said that your grandmother was a Cherokee woman, from what you had overheard her say.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Oh. Okay.
Bye-bye, Mama.
Bye, babe.
Okay, now this is from a government website called the ncbi.nlm.nih.gov, and it's called American Indian Knowledge, Attitudes, and Beliefs About Smokeless Tobacco, a comparison of two focus group studies by Catherine Rawlins, Charlie Lewis, Christine Mikowski Daly. Abstract. Though smokeless tobacco, which they call SLT, use has decreased in many communities, concern for American Indian SLT use remains, as this population continues to be disproportionately affected by SLT-related diseases. Tobacco has cultural significance to many AI tribes. Therefore, tobacco cessation messages portraying tobacco as entirely negative may be ineffective. As a part of our formative research for an SLT cessation intervention, we sought to gain a better understanding of knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs about SLT. It says, among AI community members, we described 2 independent focus groups conducted in Montana, 10 focus groups, 54 participants, Kansas, 6 focus groups, 27 participants. Prominent themes emerged from 3 major topic areas: SLT use, program development, recreational SLT use. During the discussions from both studies, the formative approach and data from these studies will allow us to be more appropriately address the SLT-related health disparities among multiple American Indian communities. American Indians, AI, have the highest rates of smokeless tobacco use of any major racial or ethnic group in the United States. Okay, so American Indians have the highest rate of using smokeless tobacco. It says the rate of smokeless tobacco use amongst the American Indian is almost double that of non-Hispanic whites, 7.1 versus 4.6% respectively. It says over the last 30 years, rates of SLT use have been rising in some tribal communities with historically low rates. SLT use, the number of health disparities in the American Indian community is growing. Mortality among the American Indian due to tobacco use is double that of others in the United States. It says 40% of American Indians die from tobacco use. SLT-related diseases including cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular, and periodontal diseases are considerably higher in American Indian. American Indians have significantly higher cases of oral cavity and I think this is pharynx cancers, was like a cancer of the throat, pharynx. It says then non-Hispanic whites, higher rates of nasal cancer compared with non-Hispanic whites are noted in the Southern Plains and Pacific Coast, and significantly higher incidence rates compared to non-Hispanic whites to testicular cancer in the Northern Plains, pancreatic cancer amongst American Indians between the ages of 20 and 44. Okay, so I'm going to have this link below. Going to the next article. Okay, now I found the article. Smokeless tobacco use amongst American Indian women, Southeastern North Carolina, 1991. Now this matches with what my mother was talking about, that her grandmother had used it, as you heard. So, rates of smokeless tobacco use amongst U.S. adults are highest for young males, American Indians, Alaska Natives, persons residing in the South or rural areas of the country, and those of low socioeconomic status. In addition, the prevalence of smokeless tobacco use has been reported in high in tobacco-producing regions, including rural North Carolina and Kentucky. In southeastern North Carolina, reports from physicians and dentists suggest a high prevalence of smokeless tobacco use in the local American Indian population, the Lumbee, particularly among women and children. In response to these reports, the Department of Family and Community Medicine at the Bowman Gray School of Medicine of Wake Forest University analyzed data from a National Cancer Institute-sponsored cervical cancer prevention program to estimate the prevalence of smokeless tobacco use during 1991 among the Lumbee women aged greater than or equal to 18 residing in Robeson County, North Carolina. Okay, so I'm going to have this article. Okay, this website says smokeless tobacco, keep it sacred.itcmi.org. Smokeless tobacco. American Indian and Alaska Natives have the highest rate of smokeless tobacco usage of all races in the U.S. at 9.3% compared with 5% of non-Hispanic whites, according to a 2012 study by the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. About 16 of every 100 American Indian and Alaska Native males were current smokeless tobacco users in 2012, containing 28 known carcinogens. But we know that carcinogens that's in tobacco today, it wasn't in the tobacco that our ancestors had grew, thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago. And, That's just what it is. It's the companies today that's putting all this deadly stuff in it. Anyway, it says the most commonly used form of smokeless tobacco are loose leaf, chewing tobacco, and dipping tobacco, moist, snuff, though some regions may see usage of other forms at higher rates. Smokeless tobacco may be seen by some users as being safer form of tobacco because no smoke is inhaled into the lungs. However, smokeless tobacco is not safe alternative to smoking commercial tobacco. Okay, so that's what they say about it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about it right here. And as you see, it says it's pronounced hape. So hape and sacred tobacco is discussed in psychedelic times. Nicotine may be widely abused substance in our modern world, but to many indigenous cultures of the Americas, tobacco is a sacred plant known to cleanse both individuals and ceremonial spaces. That's the case of hape, a powerful cleansing snuff used by shamans in Brazil and Peru as part of an important medicinal ritual. Hape is gaining more popularity outside of the Amazon for its medicinal properties, and for people interested to try it, it's important to find a reputable source of the sacred tobacco. While you can administer hape yourself or with a trusted friend, it's also important to educate yourself on its proper usage. Benefits: help focus and sharpen the mind, clears a person of space of distracting bad energies in preparation of intention setting, detoxes both the body and the mind, and clears your energetic field. Because of this, hape is often used in conjunction with ayahuasca ceremonies, clears sinuses of mucus and bacteria, thereby helping to combat colds and respiratory ailments, providing calming and grounding effect on the emotions that last much longer than the initial sensation. Can be used in conjunction with other treatments for addiction and mental illness. While hape is often made of several Amazonian plants, the core of most hape snuffs is the tobacco species Nicotiana rustica. This Amazonian tobacco, also known as mapacho, is used extensively in tribal rituals and much greater than the N tabacum, the type of tobacco found in cigarettes. In addition to the tobacco, hape usually includes the alkaline ashes of other plants such as cinnamon, tonka bean, clover, banana peel, or mint, but many shamans keep the exact ingredients of their particular hape a secret, which they should. They absolutely should do that, because we already know what foreigners love to do. They love to, get the idea and kill the people who tell them about what the idea is or how to use something. Foreigners are notorious for doing that. So seems like to me that big tobacco, they obviously took over our ancestors' tobacco industry, and they added deadly chemicals to it, in my opinion, in order to kill people off, but in particular the American Indian, because they knew that we used this for our spiritual rituals, and also for medicine as well. So anyways, please like, share, subscribe. I'm out.